What is up, everybody? Welcome back to youtube.com/watch_v equals capital X lowercase e capital C lowercase x capital Y. I am 2K1 capital A. Hey there, are you tired of not getting girls? Do you need a certified ladies man, but all you have is Twitter? Today, we're gonna be talking about Toni Johns, ladies man.
What's going on, playboys and playgirls?
He's the most interesting dude on Twitter and the most interesting dude to women. Not only will we be getting advice, looking at his best moments, but we also have the most tragic love story since Romeo and Juliet.
Hey, Toni Johns, ladies man.
I just discovered Toni Johns on Twitter about a week ago, and Jesus Christ. This dude's entire life reads out like a Jersey Shore fan fiction.
Ooh, we up out of here, baby. We up out of here, baby. Come on, hey.
It's kind of like driving by a car wreck. You know it's bad and you shouldn't look, but you kind of have to look. His entire Twitter is just a fucking roller coaster. Except the roller coaster only goes from here to here instantly, killing everybody on board. You may have already heard of him. You may have seen a couple of his videos on Twitter.
This is how I got all these hickeys. Woo, see all those? God damn, and she was a squirt too. Woo!
He is a man of intellect, spitting game, and deep fried tans. So where do we even start? I still remember the first time I encountered Toni. I was scrolling through my Twitter feed, you know, like usual, and I just see the most ridiculous exchange between Toni and his on and off girlfriend Porsche, which we'll get into later. I was just shocked and also couldn't look away. That's all I've been doing for the past like month, is just refreshing his Twitter and seeing what the fuck he's gonna do next. Their relationship is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But before we jump into that, let's learn a little bit more about Toni. If there's two things Toni loves, it's women, his fans, and Bud Lights. So Toni just recently kind of blew up on Twitter and developed somewhat of like a cult following. It took me so long to figure out whether it was real or not, but honestly it has to be. Between the videos, old pictures of him, and him being in and out of jail, like it can't just be a character. And that's the most amazing thing about it.
I love it. I love Copenhagen.
But the problem is, it's also really hard to get information from his Twitter because anytime one of his fans tweets him, he'll retweet it. So it's kind of impossible to find like any of his actual tweets. But it's also really confusing because no matter what someone tweets him, whether it's like a good thing about him or just a really bad thing about him, he'll still retweet it, which is like odd. But there are a few things we do know for sure about him. He's Italian, he's very tan, and he has this really weird ability to balance a hat on his head in like a zero gravity fashion.
Hey, what's going on, girls?
Also, he slept with give or take 250 women. However, only one woman has managed to steal his heart.
What's going on, girls? So we are up out of here. This girl Porsche right here, she's about to get another mean fucking balls tonight. Dead ass.
There's so many videos that he's uploaded and just so many things to talk about, but like, I guess we'll just look at a few key clips and try to just figure out who Toni Johns is.
I just want to say, dead ass, the reason why I'm wearing this fucking yellow fucking weird thing is my ass is gonna be doing community service for the state of Utah. Woo! I got a DUI, baby. Anyways, I just want to say, if you guys see me up on the freeway picking up trash and all this bullshit, feel free to honk your horn. You know, feel free to say, hey, Toni Johns, ladies man, out the window, and I'll wave back.
So he seems pretty thrilled that he got a DUI, but it gets crazier. You know all the TikTok boys? Yeah, those ones? This is exactly what they turn into when they grow up. Unfortunately, Toni was just ahead of his time, and he probably would have made some of the best videos on that whole platform. But fortunately for us, we get a sneak peek into the future of all e-boys. The craziest thing that he does, I think, that I can't seem to wrap my mind around, is that he publicly posts his address and phone number and tells everyone just to hit him up. He's got thousands of followers now and tons of adoring fans. And so it's kind of like the boldest move of all time, because even though his audience is growing like rapidly and he's probably being spammed with text and calls all the time, he still keeps that number in his bio and on all of his pictures just for the chance that a female is gonna see that and use it to hook up with him. So it's safe to say he's pretty dedicated.
Yeah, this is for all you playboys, not you playgirls, playboys.
However, the rest is all a mystery for all I know. He just kind of came out of nowhere. But the only thing that is like somewhat easy to follow is his relationship, but even that is still like a freaking train wreck, and you never really know what's going on. But maybe let's switch up the mood. This is for all you romantics out there, because it's time to jump into a love story. Welcome back to the Toxic Relationship Matchmaker. Meet Tony, a 6'4" Italian man with the confidence of a naked old man in a family locker room. His interests include drinking Bud Lights, women, strip clubs, and signature catchphrases. It's hard to find positive vibes on Twitter, and although most of the vibes on Tony's Twitter aren't positive, a good woo, a party, a baby will always cheer you up.
Ooh, your party, baby, just got my perm.
So Porsche isn't just one of Tony's many female companions. She is the one woman to ever steal his heart. Their relationship is just perfect. It's a match made in heaven because she's a stripper and he's a guy who likes strip clubs. Not only that do they have in common, but they are also both extremely jealous and toxic. Tony isn't really a huge fan of her like dancing on guys, which is kind of her job. And Porsche isn't a huge fan of Tony's newfound internet fame and the girls that want a picture with him. They seem to break up not monthly, weekly, or even daily, sometimes not even hourly. Looking at his Twitter, there are some times where you can tell literally tweets apart that they've gotten together and broken up again. Typically how it goes is Tony will express his burning romantic love for her, then Tony will claim that she cheated on him, and then Tony will say that he's hooked up with many women since the breakup and then post graphic Snapchats. Then Porsche will get mad, break up with him, and then Tony will get upset and say he lied about everything. Tony then freaks out and then they get back together. So yeah, you'd probably think this would have to happen over a span of a few days, but no, it can literally happen in a few minutes. It's so exhausting. It's like running a marathon, but I just can't stop. The relationship is somehow so fragile and so strong at the same time. But maybe let's take a look at some of the tweets. I don't get it. What's wrong? You're always getting mad at me. You're texting other guys on Instagram. Goodbye, lose my number because I hate girls that do that. Goes on about how she talked to another guy on Instagram. Tony then assures us that he did not ever cheat and follows up with another secondary Snapchat caption that says, once a cheater, always a cheater. And also that he's gonna go hook up with another girl. So at this point, it looks like Tony's done with her, right? That's what I always think too. I know it's kind of weird, I'm like analyzing their relationship, but at the same time, it's kind of like reality TV, except it's just hosted on Twitter for free for anyone to look at. But then they're back together, baby. But then it confused me because following after that, he posted #single, hit my line, ladies. With his number, reminds us that he's 6'4", also Italian. What is the picture that I cropped off? It was a picture of his ding dong. He was very shocked to find out that the stripper's name wasn't actually Porsche and that she had an actual name, but it only took him like a month to find out. He posts on Snapchat.
Hey, what's going on, girls, guys? So like for me though, it's like I love the girl, you know, I fell in love super quick. I'm a young buck. But anyways, what I'm trying to say though is like make sure that you know that you actually like know who the girl is like before you fall head over heels for him. See, I slept with like 260 girls, but it's like I've only fallen for like one girl, and she turned out hella bad. You know, she was a manipulator, you know, all this, all that. Like she like, you know what I'm saying? It was just hella bad. But I actually felt hard for her, but she like manipulated me and stuff. But anyways, I mean, we could probably like, I don't know, I'm trying to work on her, you know, maybe we can like still be friends or some shit. But other than that, I'm just, I don't know, I'm looking for like a good girl, you know, like a girl that treats me good with respect.
So here Tony's being optimistic. He seems to be done with Porsche. Their relationship was very toxic, you know, maybe this will be good for him. But then we see him somewhat dwelling on the past. He posts a picture of him in small underwear, and the caption says, I miss you, Katie, but it's okay. You don't love me. I'll go out by myself again tonight because you don't love me. Will there ever be a happily ever after? But so far, what we can infer from this is that Tony is pretty sad about the breakup. He wants her back. Then I saw this picture, and I don't know what to think anymore. A picture of those two together. He says, this is the best night of my life. It just breaks my heart that she's so crazy about me. It makes me uncomfortable. I wish we had fun like the first couple of dates. I miss the old Katie, but I'm getting the restraining order this morning. What is going on? What the fuck? Later, he posts a screenshot of what Porsche had texted him. It was a picture of a positive pregnancy test. At this point, my heart was just about to break out of my shirt. I didn't know what to do, but apparently she blocked him, and so I don't know what to make out of that. But then he posts more texts where mentions that the pregnancy was fake, so that was a relief. And so now, finally at this point, we can assume that it's good, nothing more. But then, he posts another one where he's texting her, and he wants her back again. He says, I'm sorry, I'll be straight up. I miss you, our love. I've been texting girls today, but I didn't frick any girls. I promise, only texting. Can I get one more chance? I was gonna kind of skip over that paragraph, but yeah, he does say that he loves her, wants her back. But at the end, he says, please, I'll kiss your toes. One more shot, I love you. I'm in love with a striper. But I mean, that should give you a pretty good picture of how this is going. I can't help but to think that it might be like a weird stunt to get internet fame. But regardless, it worked on me because I'm hooked. I don't know what to expect from the future of Toni and Porsche. The relationship obviously seems incredibly toxic. So I hope that they eventually figure things out or split ways and continue their lives as tan, crazy people from Twitter. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, and you know what? Why not toss a subscribe on there? The shout out of this week is gonna go to Lucid Weber. Thank you for watching, Lucid Weber. If you wanna be next week's shout out, comment, tweet me, comment, and let me know that you want it, and I'll see if I can get it. But aside from that, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.